Huh.
Yeah, we might have missed that whole thing.
No, it just happened. Just happened. I've had it up the whole time.
Okay.
I think it's an
There
issue
it
for
is.
Kevin's end right now because his
Oh,
stream
Back
just
up?
dropped.
aha. Back up.
I'm doing a reload.
Is it working fine now on your end?
It's loading back up. Starting to, at the very least.
Yeah, dude, it completely just dropped the whole stream.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, let's
Give me 1 second. Alright, seems like it's working now, right?
Yeah, I think we're working. Things are working.
Funny, on my side, I'm still frozen.
Oh, yeah, your voice is going in and out.
Yeah, something just happened there. Bear with me 1 sec, guys. Not sure what happened there.
Do we want to try taking our break? Seeing if it's good in, say,
I think it's gonna come back up right now. I think I just figured out what the problem was, but give me 2 seconds, and we will still take our break. Yeah.
Yeah, because your mic's being a little weird on my end.
Okay.
Oh. I think we're good.
Thank you for joining us all.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. If everybody can hear me, hang tight. We're gonna go ahead and take our 10-minute break now, since we're having a little tech issue. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, if you can still hear me, please hang tight. We'll just go ahead and take our 10-minute break. We'll be right back. Hang tight, guys. Also, thank you guys that just came back from Adland. I meant to say something about that. And, you guys know where to find the Ko-Fi shop if you want to stand behind the stream and support it, or give somebody a sub. Give the gift of fucking those ads. All right, we'll be right back. Let's make sure audio and everything's working. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that crash there. I know we were kind of right in the middle of a scene when it went down. I think what it was, I was kind of changing to the next track on the song. I think it the loading kind of bunched everything up and crashed it momentarily. But it was perfect time because we were literally, I was just about to say, let's take our break anyway. So we just went ahead and took it. But welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking around through that. Appreciate it. I have went and grabbed myself a cheeseburger in the meantime. So I apologize if you see me eating during the second half of our stream here. But otherwise, we're going to jump right back into the game where we kind of left off last. Again, if you guys haven't already, make sure to check out our Ko-Fi shop. This way you can find all the cool ways you can help DM the game or be your own storyteller in this game by adding in rumors and evidence to those rumors. And if you have a sub currently and you're not watching ads, maybe consider, if you have it, don't put yourself out, but give the gift of no ads to somebody else. Not to mention, I know that there's a lot of people. I actually need to message all my subscribers, which I know we're up to almost 30 at the moment, which thank you for that, by the way. I'm glad to see those coming back up since we got everything rebooted. I need to message out to all my subscribers. If you haven't already, make sure to message me and let me know what evidence you would like to add to a rumor. This way you can add in, and we'll get those added in immediately. Because every month that you have a subscription, when your subscription renews, you can add a new or evidence to a rumor. If you have a higher tiered sub, such as a tier 2 sub, you also get to add a new rumor as well. And if you have a tier 3 sub, you get to add a rumor and evidence. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you haven't used those yet, you want to make sure to get involved in the game, message me. I'll help you workshop one if you're having trouble coming up with something. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's not take too much time on it. Thank you again for all the subscribers that are, helping out and keeping the channel running. I love seeing these sub numbers come up. We're unlocking new emotes thanks to it. It's finally starting to feel like we're getting back to where we were at one point, so I appreciate it. But let's go ahead and jump back into it, and we'll pick up where we left off. Well, as we left off, we were kind of in the middle of a scene when it crashed. Sorry about that. You guys, I believe, were discussing the officer, right?
Yeah.
That
So,
we were.
Yeah.
So, sort of looking at the thing. So they were on the Damien Steele?
I guess my thought would be they still are on him.
Hmm. All right. So there's. You think there's more of them out there than just the one?
That is hard to say. It might just be the
All right.
one.
Well, good thing about this though is it's information against somebody that we could really trade some things for, given let him, if there's a hunter after him.
I'm also down for just not telling him. Either he'll find out or it'll be nonsense. Either's fine by me.
They are. He does have the book and he is looking into it. So for now, it might be good to keep him on at least a business friendly relationship. What do you guys think?
Maybe just shoot him a discreet message so that we don't have to interact directly, but still give a heads up.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna tell him, we could definitely use it to our advantage and get something out of him.
I guess. Makes sense.
I mean,
How do we leverage that?
we can figure that out for a little bit, depending on whatever we may need. We can come back to that though, given if they've been looking at him for a little while, I'm doubting they're gonna get to him in like 5 minutes.
Now, from what you've shared with us, Numar, this hunter seems to have not had anything too firm, at least, right? Like there wasn't
I mean,
direct pictures of our fangs and shit, right?
All
no.
seemed very circumstantial. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed mostly like it's focus, like he's investigating us, he's on our turf, but the fact that we keep running into him on the street is probably an idea of the scope of the risk.
Yeah, he's gonna get something good eventually.
Do we have a security resource we can have watch the place so we know when he's at that house or when he's at the other?
I could, yeah, I could call in somebody who could keep an eye on him. Also, if anything does end up happening between the shootout between the two, he would be a gang member, so that would probably not look too
Oh.
weird.
Yeah, like we're all.
I think
cool
I know
for
who
this
you're
guy?
alluding to, and best of luck there, Marina. Like, I saw a text or two from that dude.
Yeah. I'll say since the last thing he sent us didn't really provide
Oh
what
yeah,
we were looking for.
he didn't
That's
do
what I
his job.
told him. I say that if he wants to make it up, he can do this one, and then I'll actually make sure he doesn't go too insane.
Yeah, like
Going all that
go
way
on a
for
date
it?
or some shit.
Yeah, I'll be fine with that.
Oh, you with someone close to him?
I mean, they're probably not extremely close, but if a gang member is watching a police officer, that's not gonna be too crazy.
Okay. I was
Quick
trying to
guys,
see why
ads
that
start
guy.
in 10 seconds. Remember, gift sub, pape sub, prime sub, don't have to watch them. Just giving you a heads up.
All right, well, we're gonna pull up phone. Is this what we want to do? We can have him keep an eye on him, and then.
Now, when you say him, I'm assuming we're meaning the cop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You
Yeah,
wanna do that?
I mean, maybe not have him confront him, because he does kind of know you. But like watching the place, I got no objections to that.
Knows me? Oh wait, I mean, if I don't think he would talk if given. I don't know. I don't know how far that goes. I haven't really tested that. No,
Real
that's for
quick,
another
how
day.
does lingering kiss? How long does lingering kiss last?
Until he's able to break out of it, which is, let's see.
Because we just time skipped a couple of weeks, and it's been a
Yeah.
couple of weeks already.
The vampire can choose the uses power during feeding. The user adds their dice, adds their dice equal to their presence to any subsequent charisma attribute assisted to the pool against a bidden subject. A mortal fed on with this power can make a willpower test. Difficulty equals the user's presence every week to resist the effects. Winning this test for 3 consecutive weeks breaks the effect.
Okay.
So does a single critical win.
Gotcha. All right. So I think we are at around that point where the 3 weeks would be in there, but I wasn't making rolls. So if you want to, I can just give them all here real quick.
Yeah, he would have to win 3, and it'd be, what is the contest roll for it?
Is that against your presence, correct?
Yeah, which would be 2, but I don't know what he has to. What does he have to roll to be successful against it? Like, what I'm trying to figure out what dice he would have to roll.
Lingering kiss. Yeah. One. Let's take a look here. Right. Lingering kiss. Vampire can choose to use his power. Duration until successfully resisted. 1. I assume it would be a willpower.
Or willpower,
roll, right?
yeah, willpower test. Yeah, willpower
Yeah,
test.
that's what I was thinking as well. So resolve plus composure. For this guy, he's actually, I just had him as a simple NPC. So typically he would just get 4 on all of his dice rolls. So he'll get to roll 4 dice, and he needs what, 3 successes? Is that what your presence is currently at? 2, 3?
Yeah, 2. So he needs 2 for 3 consecutive weeks. So he has to pass it 3 times in a row.
Or a critical.
Yeah.
I think we'll start off by kind of showing the weight of this by starting a little slower, actually. I'm going to build up to it. 'Cause I don't think he had any willpower at the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright, 1 success week 1, but I'm just adding more dice each week. Week 2, he got a 10, single success, but not a critical. Week 3, another 10, but still not paired together. So yeah, I don't think that's an issue, and if we really want to, we'll talk about the week coming up. Let's see, the week coming up
would
is
pass
he's gonna break it. So
No,
if
he
you
won't
don't-
break it.
Or
It's 3
or
consecutive
he
weeks.
would begin to start. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He would begin to start. So like currently the week that we're right on, he's a little less than normal, but maybe still absolutely hooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just he's finally getting his cobwebs out a little bit more. Also, I don't know, Marina, if you realize, but your cam went a little blurry again.
Did it?
I don't know what you did to fix that last time, but yeah.
Oh, I got it. Just give me about 3 seconds. It keeps on automatically. No? Let's see. Let me try this.
I don't know if you can see on the stream, it just looks a little pixely, but no worries. But yeah, giving this individual a call. Do you call him or text him, actually? Good question.
Probably actually a call this time.
Yeah, as soon as it rings less than once. Hey, baby girl, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Oh man, I've been wondering when you was gonna call me back. Goddamn. You want to go out to dinner tonight?
No, like I said, the last thing you said didn't fully go
Oh,
through.
come on now, don't do me like
So,
that, man. Like that's not my fault. That guy was.
I
Ugh.
can. There's one redemption chance that I got for you. There's someone I need you to watch, and it might be someone that you probably won't
Oh, I'm
mind
watching you. Don't you worry about that.
No, not me. It's actually a cop that I'd like you to keep an eye on for me.
I'm always keeping an eye out for cops. Which one?
As it looks over to Newmar, where exactly? As he could tell he's talking off of this. So where exactly
Right.
was which one?
Oh man, I'd have to pull up my notes real quick too. Not a big deal if you don't have. I think it was Ramirez,
Yeah.
You know,
Detective Ramirez.
Yeah.
that's right here.
So we.
Yeah,
you said
because
we just need to keep an.
Benjamin Reed was the one who died, and Arthur Ramirez is the one who is currently following you.
Okay.
Was it? You said we just need to keep an eye on him so we know when he's in the house, or which place do we need to keep an eye on?
I guess. I mean, can he watch both houses?
1 sec, let me check. Hey, do you think you probably get do you think you can have someone else check another house? If I can put
Oh, there's nothing I can't do for you.
All right.
What you need?
More likely will be a case, sort of goes yells back out. Hey,
Okay.
yes, we
So-
can watch both.
So I'm watching two houses and looking out for a cop. I
Yes.
know Reed, he's a dick, or I know Ramirez, he's a dick. Motherfucker's trying to jam me up. He got he got buddy mine last week.
Well, yeah. If you guys don't mind keeping an eye on him, we can. It'll very much help us, and if he's messed with you guys, probably will help you too in the long run.
By keep an eye on him, you mean you want him dead?
No, quite
I mean,
literally.
I could do that.
Let us know his whereabouts whenever you get the chance. Whenever he enters either the two addresses. And
All right,
leaves?
that's easy enough. I mean, I can do that.
All right. Well, then there will be a reward if you actually get this done. So And just-
If I do really good, do I get an extra special reward?
he'll talk about it and just hangs up.
Gotcha. Yeah, you hear him shouting a bunch of commands before the phone goes dead, seeming like he is putting in the effort to rally the troops, so to speak. But yeah, if you guys just want to, eye cap on that place, that's easy enough.
All right. That should help us with that now. Any plans how to deal with them now?
Is there an equivalent way of staking a human?
I mean, wouldn't you just no? I mean,
Unconscious?
Cutting a nerve in the back of the neck?
paralytic?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Go for it, Snookin.
Let me run to my van real quick, and Snookin's gonna run to their van, look for stuff. I'm like, come on. So I'd have this somewhere.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna run back to the bottle of like, here, take this.
Got
What
it.
is it
Oh,
that you
thanks.
produce?
I take it.
Chloroform.
Chloroform.
Oh gosh.
Oh. Well, isn't the equivalent of steak being aware? So wouldn't a paralytic be a bit more? Unless if that's not an actual thing. That TVs.
I mean,
movies.
I was more thinking like we can coffee table the guy to get him out someplace and take him where we can question him. It doesn't have to be a coffee table. I'm just trying to
okay.
speak your guys' language.
Okay, so chloroform would knock him out, if not mistaken, right? I watched some of those, I think, true crime things or whatever.
Yeah. Chloroform, rag over the face, he's going out.
Yep.
I'd say,
Except when we
Snoka, and you
want him
probably
to
also have
not
access to a
before.
couple of like tranquilizers too. You know what I mean? They're a little harder to get, but if you needed, especially with your little dart gun, it would work on mortals, not on vampires. But
Well, the dart gun did come with tranquilizers.
yeah, it had tranquilizer darts in it originally. Yeah, exactly. You could take down a man up to the size of a bear.
Oh, he's gonna be. Yeah, that dude's getting the best sleep of his life if he gets hit with one of those.
Well,
Man, maybe I need one of those.
we could do that. We should know whenever he gets to either location, and whenever he plans to leave, so that could help.
So, are we gonna try to kill him? Capture him?
I don't know. I wasn't here for when all that stuff happened, so this is your guys' little thing. I'll help, but I don't really know much about what's going on with all this.
I guess we gotta find out if he is alone doing this, or if he's got others. So, either follow him and find out who his friends are, or bring him back and torture the information out of him.
The one thing I can say, at least so far by observation, you've always seen him sitting in the car by himself. Now, as to whether or not he's reporting that information to somebody else could be totally different. But you've never seen anybody in the car with him.
I do remember, though, whenever he was looking through the stuff, he said there was an address that led to the same warehouse that we were told about from the biker gang, or the biker club.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Santa Monica, so.
Yep. And that was on the murder board, essentially, as well. That seems to be the hideout of the hunters. That was Lieutenant Reed.
Yeah.
Or Detective Reed, whatever you want to call him. Detective Reed, the one that died by the pit fighters. So just series of events in case anybody needs a quick recap. These two were partners, right? And then they were pursuing the pit fighters at one point, possibly at Reed's, advisement, trying to get more information, but they're also criminals, so easy for them to trail them. Lieutenant Reed gets caught alone one night, and the pit fighters kill him. Steal his cop gun, burn his car, but before doing so, grab all the paperwork and everything else they could out of it. And just so happened that, not only does he have a couple of case files and things like that, but tucked in his trunk, he had all of his secret hunter stuff too. So they found a couple of wooden stakes. They found, maybe like a crossbow with wooden bolts, and then also the schematics to the sun-powered weapon. And that's how the pit fighters ended up with it, which when you robbed them, you just happened to acquire it by accident. But as far as Ramirez, it seems that he has more or less taken an interest in who killed my partner, so to speak. But both Ramirez and Lieutenant Reed's wife, whose name I thought I wrote down, Melissa Reed, so Ramirez and Melissa had both been kind of dealing with the fact that, Benjamin kept saying these things existed, trying to convince them. Neither of them really believed it. So now, that's where Newmar had his instance where she was like, oh my god, it is true. And then he mind whammied her, and now she doesn't remember it. All she knows is she really has a hankering for Quiznos all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Mentally supplanted that information. But yeah, just so we had a quick recap of events, because I know earlier we were unsure quite what cop it was. The very first episode, you guys also killed two cops. that may or may not have
We
got
didn't
blamed
kill the
on the pit.
cops.
That may or may
The
not have
ghost
got.
killed
Yeah, the ghost killed the cops. You removed the bodies. That's true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we
that
did
may
that.
or may not have also been blamed on the pit fighters because you kind of dumped them in that area.
We did it the same way, actually.
Yeah, very
Very
much the
similar.
same way that they had, disposed of Reed was the same way that, you disposed of those bodies. So it kind of set the pit fighters as being these cop killers. But once you guys were seen in that area, it brought them in to where they may suspect you to be a member of their organization. And since then,
Yes, the all
Ramirez has
powerful
been following
organization
you.
of Pit fighters.
All 30 of them.
Well, while we're doing with this, another thing I was also talking to Izzy about before we fully go more about this was, she mentioned that she could get some people down here, but we should also probably start seeing if we can rally some of our own people in our area. Actually, getting to know them and actually bringing them in a little bit onto the project.
Well, I can reach out to the Marauders and see if they've already gotten their information pinned down.
Be good.
That can be a good lead.
All right.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Is that start? Do we want us to roll over to their garage?
I mean, I'm ready whenever you guys are. Whatever we want to plan to do first.
Yeah. And anything else you want to discuss?
By the time you're done with this conversation, you receive a message, Marina.
Yeah.
It is a link to a website that you definitely don't recognize. But the text message is from your gang member.
Yeah.
Do you follow that thread?
I've been taught not to open suspicious links.
Always click the link.
Is there a way that we could set up like a safe means of like just a separate instance of a computer on a phone?
I mean,
Well,
Newmar is your
my
tech
phone,
guy.
My phone's pretty fucked up.
I was gonna say I do have my office here, so there is a
I'm the
computer
one
in
that
there
won't
that we
fuck
can
up the
set it up.
phone.
I mean, we do have I do have my computer over there if we need to just set something up like that. All right.
Let's try doing a quick, like, does it look like an interesting link? Like, what?
Yeah. What is it?
The start of it, or is there any like words in it? Sorry.
I think it would be almost something like a Discord link. Like it would seem like some sort of a media share. Kind of like a firewall address, you know what I mean? Or whatever, just like an IP address almost, you know? Series of numbers and dots and shit.
Yeah. Let's open this in a secure way.
Or we're gonna try to.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know too about this stuff.
I mean,
Let's
worst case
plug
scenario.
away as a team.
I haven't set anything up on this computer yet, so if it gets infected, we'll just break it and buy a new one.
Cool.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
So you open the link.
Sort of. Yep, on the computer. I type in the same link and get it started.
What you
Yeah, like
see
remove the VPN.
as it
Yeah.
loads up is you see 4 boxes on the screen. Like split in a crosshair pattern. And in one of the boxes, you see as a guy wearing kind of like a do-rag wrapped around his head is staring into a camera, adjusting it and moving it around. Kind of like, well, also like way too close, like you're getting a weird, awkward, like right up in his face kind of view. On the other side, you see the front door to a house that Newmar you would recognize. And as the man finally moves out of the way, it seems that they have set up 2 cell phones on the house and have quickly just routed it through like a Discord address to send you a link to the video feed. Within a couple of minutes goes by, a 3rd camera appears, and you see the individual that you know very specifically, Marina, kind of doing the same thing where he's setting the camera up, but then you see as he stops for a few moments and like just like he's intentionally shirtless, and he's like flexing in front of the camera. He like intentionally kind of like striking poses that are unnecessary. Like
She just grabs her phone, texts him, "Nice show," and just keeps on.
damn right. But yeah, within a couple of moments, you now have a feed to the front and back doors of each address. As to how smart this was set up, God knows, a couple of gangbangers, but, this is pretty simple tech nowadays. Like, people setting up a feed to watch something through a couple of cell phones, they could do that. They probably got some burner phones. The camera quality is dog shit. They probably just went and grabbed a couple of dollar store $10 phones, hooked them up to a, virtual network, and turned on the cameras.
Yep. Well, I can say that they're efficient.
Yeah, this is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes after you called them. The other individuals that you see at the moment when the cameras are being set up, they don't look near as enthused about it. They just look like they're following orders. But, of course, the individual that you were dealing with specifically, whose name I have written down somewhere. Let me see. Where did I put that? I don't know. It's in here somewhere. But anyhow. The individual you were dealing with, he's flexing in front of the camera. He's kind of blocking a lot more of that camera than he should be, but
yeah, seeing that the other people aren't as enthusiastic, she messages him going, "Well, tell your boys whenever my club gets open, they can get free dances for a week if everything goes well with this as well."
Yeah, you actually see him turn around, say something, and then all the attitudes immediately change. Like, yeah, all right, okay, yeah, fuck, all right. But there is no audio as far as that goes. You are just getting kind of like a direct video feed, but no audio. And it seems like they've kind of set them up more or less across the street from, the house. So you're just getting a view of the front door and back door. But, finally, after all 4 cameras are, up, functioning, and working, you just get a text message that says, you know what I mean? You name the place, I'll buy the food. You know what I mean? Kind of deal.
All right. Well.
But yeah, you guys now have access to all that.
Sounds like you got a date.
Yeah. Nowhere I'll take him to go eat. Looks around the strip club. I have some pretty good
Right.
food here.
That's the same dick pic you sent me. Nice, Buckhead. That's good stuff.
You can even get a custom menu for them.
Yeah, it's a service that we offer here. What can I say? You know what I mean? But yeah.
Guilty as charged. I copy paste.
It's definitely a Google picture. That's not mine.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Right. Yeah, I cannot remember that guy's name, just for the records, though. I thought I had it written down here somewhere. I've got Tony Toronto, which was the leader of the Pit Fighters. But I don't have the actual gangbanger's name for some reason, so we'll just call him Chris. Chris.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, I was just trying to make them. If I can keep their spirits in a good mood about working for us, we could probably use their services a bit more often if needed.
They were pretty easily swayed.
Or
Hey.
Actually, I think you would probably also see at one point where one of the individuals walks past and he looks like a little less happy to be there, and he's using a voice modulator to talk. Like the thing.
Yeah.
That would be your glass fellow. He survived it, but at very, very dire consequences.
Oh no.
But yeah, either way, you guys have access to that. What would you like to actually do with it?
I think
Is the idea just to keep an eye on it until you know where he's at?
Yeah, I think that was more the idea. If for at least for them, I think since he wanted to set up the surveillance,
I mean, real
we'll
question
leave
is
that more
I was just gonna say the real question is how long you wait. If you wait until, later in the evening, somewhere around 3 in the morning, you do see as the individual, Benjamin Reed, Ramirez, does appear on his own Holmes camera. You see him enter the front door. He is there momentarily. It seems like he runs in, grabs a change of clothes, and then makes his way out to leave again. You get a text message with another picture from that individual, and it is literally a set of crosshairs on his head. As far as that goes, followed by a question mark.
No. This is, I was to say, was it I think was the other thing.
Maybe.
I mean, we could. Do we want to set the? I mean, we could. Do we want to question him, or do we just want to send the gang after him? And I mean, they could probably kidnap him, and then we could.
Oh, that's a good middle ground. I was like thinking quick, easy, ooh, hey, he gets offed, and I'm like, hope that the dudes don't get caught.
I guess
drive
there's
by,
some
middle of-
questions that we'd want answered.
Yeah, information, good shit.
In the meantime, as you're holding this conversation, he gets into a vehicle and begins to pull off, and you get another text followed by a sad face and the little ray gun. About 10-15 minutes later, you see the same car appear on the opposite screen, and he has arrived at Benjamin Reed's mistress's house, and you see him enter the estate, the kind of like the house where she lives, and doesn't come back out.
Well, what was I gonna say? I thought we were also gonna. Didn't we say we were gonna do something while we were waiting for the messages to pop up?
Going over to the Marauders hangout.
Yeah, and getting a list of the people in the area so we can start setting up our hangout thing, and getting like at least getting the people rallied behind us if possible.
Yeah, getting the word
You
out.
could do.
I think I was going to do in the
Also,
meantime.
Damien Steele thing.
Oh yeah.
If we're gonna tip him off.
All these things are up to you.
You know what? Should we? You know what? I can call Damien Steele if you guys. What do you guys think?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or
All right.
I don't know. I was kind of like out of it the whole like part with him in the book, so I don't really know what significance that has.
Yeah, pretty big significance. The book kind of went magical and like blew up a bunch of lights, and it's about like sort of our people's history.
Oh.
Yeah, remember
Yeah,
the magical book?
Very
Guess we don't want
specifically.
the hunter getting that.
yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, very specifically. It projected onto the walls a kind of pictorial history of the rise and fall of
Carthage.
Carthage. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. I kept wanting to say Carnage. I knew that wasn't right. Carthage, which was, what little quick bit of information you guys were able to gather was apparently a biblical, time period, BC, a city in which kindred and kine lived alongside of each other. And there were, kindred were more or less deemed as the protectors of the humans, while the humans served them like gods in their own way. But they did live kind of alongside of each other in some sort of harmony, but eventually led to a downfall in which Carthage was burned to the ground by the kind that lived within the city. But it was kind of the time period that it came up for you guys was a little bit it was kind of, what do you call it, serendipitous, in the way that you were having a lot of discussions about the city currently and how the kindred aren't getting along with each other, or the kind that live there, hunters and things like that. So it was one of those things that Damien was looking into as a way to more or less try to think, what has been done in the past and how do we not recreate those same mistakes, it seemed like. And that was at least the answer he gave you.
Well, opening the phone and calling Damien.
Hey, long time no see. How's my favorite group of individuals?
We're okay. You probably not so much, but we'll get back that in a minute.
Right?
How are you doing?
Ominous. I'm doing well as always. Business is going well. Times are going, all that. Have you called me to, decide? Have you changed your mind, decide to sell that plot of land, or?
No, I did want to call you though, because I have some information that might, that I could give to you for, a promise, a little bit of help with something in the future.
Oh, all right. Little barter and trade. Would you
Yeah.
rather me come see you or you come see me? The office, of course, is open.
You know what? Come over here real quick.
Absolutely. Are you at the mall?
That's correct.
I'll be there within the hour. And the
All right.
line goes
By the
dead.
way, make sure you're. No, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Damn it. I was gonna, make sure you're not followed. Is
Oh,
the last thing
okay.
she says before.
He may have heard it.
Oh, well.
He might have heard it. But yeah. You guys wait around for about an hour, and in pulls a
I
rather
think
nice car.
For
Go ahead.
time efficiency, could Bart go and try getting like the initial list from the Marauders?
Yeah, absolutely. If you just want to burn through that,
Cool.
that's fine.
And I
Uh,
don't really feel like
you
role
get a
playing it,
quick
but
list.
like,
Yeah.
yo, fist bump. I want to hang out like later. It's one of those things where it's like, still I want to get more invested with them. Though this seems a little more dire. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they can give you a list of names and general descriptions as far as that goes. Yeah, absolutely.
and also then, do you have it prepared right now, Gavin?
I do not.
I-
But I can give you a
Next
handful of
session.
names if you need it.
I don't want you bullshitting them. I want some real, in the dirt NPCs, ones that have deep and rich backstories.
Oh yeah, I'm
At
sure.
least some.
Yeah,
Or at least some backstory.
or that's what we're feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. I get what you mean. But yeah, I could do that.
Much appreciated.
All right.
And was there anything else to do while we wait?
Oh, I could call up the person I need to what was her name? Ava?
Oh yeah, the only text
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, text the
They're
person
going,
like
oh yeah, don't call.
yeah. I think it's like I go to press a number, I'm like, wait a minute. Swipe, nope, text. Okay. Oh shit, what do I text? Damn. Snowcone's gonna
Does
look around.
Snowcone
I'm like,
text like a boomer?
Just sends emojis of just wizard emoji, like little fire.
yeah, Snowcone would text like very slowly to like make sure they're getting every letter right, especially since the screen is so small. So like, friggin'
Yeah, just.
I think I have a list for you already. Thank God for ChatGPT.
yeah. But I think the message they would send this Ava is hello, is this Ava?
Hello, is this Ava? It takes a couple of minutes, but you do get a reply back, and it says, it is. How can I help you? Must be the individual Frederick mentioned.
I'll say about like, yes, I am. I go by the name of Snow Cone. I was wondering if you had any information on magic. Send.
Yeah, definitely. Again, another minute or two goes by. You get a message back that says, I believe your autocorrect had made a mistake. It said your name was Snowcone. But we should meet in person to discuss this further. And an address is given. And the address is within the Hollywood district.
Oh. All right. I make sure to write it down in my notebook. And I'm like, okay.
Let me know a good time for you, and I will be sure to make myself available. Otherwise, I am typically within the area, so it'd be easy to contact.
I'll text back.
Movie magic.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll say like, thank you for your time. How does oh shoot, they should probably check with everybody. It's like, how's everybody's schedule looking tomorrow? I just want to make sure so I'm not getting in on everybody's time or like stepping on any toes.
I mean, I don't have anything much to do tomorrow, except unless we grab this guy and then. But that's you know.
Other than maybe killing a cop, yeah, my schedule is pretty open.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so I'm gonna text back. How does 9:30 p.m. sound for you? Send.
Gotcha. You just get back a thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, we'll see you there. But yeah, it is a firm. You could set that up. I'd say probably around this time would be when you then see the black car pulling into the parking lot, and stepping from the back seat of the car, you see Damian Steele as he kind of approaches the building slowly with a very inspecting kind of eye as he's looking over the property and estate as far as all that goes. But yeah, he would make his way into the club to acknowledge the rest of you. So, what is so pressing that I had to make my way over?
Your life? Or unlife?
Hope this isn't another threat. Didn't come here to have any disagreements, so to speak.
Oh no. It's a threat, but not from us. As she sort of reaches over and grabs, shows him the paperwork about the hunter, and so.
Gotcha. So yeah, you just kind of like slide a photocopied black and white picture of him that was definitely, like one of those someone's watching you type photos.
Yep.
Interesting. So who is it that has their interest in me specifically? I see the photo, but who is? I'm alarmed that someone is following me. You've got my attention. Who is it?
Looks over to the others to see
How do we
what they want to stay open.
You want to show them the cameras?
Oh yeah. She pulls out her phone, opening up the link, and shows them. We do have a little bit of surveillance on the person. We're currently waiting to grab and have a nice conversation with him when we get the chance.
See house. You see, man, we kind of taking a look over it, and again, he sees the house and the apartment.
Yeah.
The apartment is of course empty. The house, you do see a couple of shadows moving through the window, maybe even like two individuals sitting next to each other on a couch, watching some TV, late night, whatever, things like that. Eating Quiznos. Don't know where the sandwich came from, but let's split it. But yeah, he just kind of takes a look at it. So who is this man? I still don't quite understand. Can we speak plainly, please?
He is an officer, actually detective, be more specific.
Right.
He was a partner of someone who seemed to have a little bit more knowledge in all this, but looking to be a little bit more on the revenge side for his partner.
Right, so him and his partner somehow decided to pursue me. They know about us, or are they simply looking at me for tax evasion? I don't know.
Us.
Okay, now we have a problem. Okay, so how do we kill them? Where are they, and how do we kill them?
Like I said, we have surveillance. We're planning to
We
grab
should
them
have
and
started here.
Yes. We have everything set up to grab them whenever we get an opportunity. That's not going to create a big scene, and then we'll ask him some questions, see if he's working alone, and we can go on from there.
Sounds fair to me. I feel I owe you a bit of a debt in this service. How does it sound that I exchange you my, what word do you use? Security detail in order to assist in this little project? It seems like this may not just be something that affects me. Otherwise, I doubt you would have told me. But yourselves as well. We could try to, as you said, bring them in. I could have, some aid given there. I have places we can dispose of them or hold them in the meantime. And whatever comes next. I'm assuming they weren't working alone, otherwise they would already be dead.
Well, we want to figure that out before killing them, either way, though.
Actually, that sounds
a good
great,
idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, remember that conversation we had back at at Izzy's place about how if we want to really all work together and not fight each other, we actually have to watch each other's back and not lie to each
I
other.
definitely agree.
Yeah. This is a big reason why doing that.
I appreciate it. I simply assumed that you would want something in return. But if not, that's understandable as well.
I won't disagree with something in return, but
Didn't think so. Either way, I have 5 men outside. I'm a little bit paranoid at the moment. So I didn't travel quite alone. I have my driver in the car, and there's 2 other cars out there as well. If you need, I can have them round up anyone else that is needed, or we can have this individual picked up in the morning. Before morning. And
right,
some of them are able to, of course, deal with the daylight a little bit better than us, so.
How do you guys feel about that? And sort of looks over the rest of them.
Big men
Yeah,
with
that'd be good
guns and
cover.
nightsticks.
I mean, if it does get out for the cops seeing a bunch of guys go out there that are like, set up nicely, it's going to be a really question on why a detective was grabbed in such a manner.
I think the biggest emphasis here is civility. Making sure that they're not spotted when they go about this takedown.
And if they are, it'd be better to look like someone that would have an issue with someone like him.
Disguises could be nice.
Ooh, are we gonna play dress up?
We could just hide in their house and do the whole thing in their house.
All right, Dexter.
That might arouse less suspicion, but they also more likely could listen. I think our best opportunity is to actually hit him when he goes back to his apartment. That's going to be the weak point.
What does
I
this
believe so
woman
as well.
know? You said the officer knows something. Is this his wife, girlfriend? What?
It's his partner's ex-wife.
Oh,
Right.
interesting. But still, is she tangled up in this? Do we need to grab them both, or just him?
I don't believe she's hunting us.
Fair enough.
She
Well.
was just with the guy that was.
As far as an officer disappearing in Los Angeles, it happens more often than you would expect. They will ask questions after a couple of days. Typically, they're just on a bender or hung up in a dope house somewhere, getting high on the things that they've already acquired from other stops. But they typically do resurface, so if this one doesn't, it will start to raise questions. But that should give us long enough to sufficiently question them. I have several safe houses throughout the city if you need a place to hold them, or seems like your new establishment here could probably have a basement, possibly.
I mean, probably one of your places would work a little bit better. In that sort of regard.
I have no problem setting that up. He actually, kind of pulls up his phone. He shows, a couple. He scrolls for a second, and then throws out an address, which you kind of know is a little bit on the outskirts of town, but essentially like it's in the middle of nowhere. Outside of, L.A. proper. West L.A. proper. Let me pull up the map here so I can see better.
So like Malibu?
I think it would actually be, West LA actually travels a good bit up into this north area that we don't really get into. I think this is more or less where it would be. There are houses and things up here, but less of the city stuff that you get down here, right? So yeah. It's kind of just like a dirt road that leads to the middle of nowhere, kind of almost in the valley. But it's just kind of like this little bit of no man's land in between where low-end housing and things like that's kept. And when, he shows you the address, he could potentially just, I guess he would just tell you. Essentially, it would look like nothing more than a tool shed, but if you go inside, there is a proper basement underneath, as far as that goes. Small subterranean area where no one can hear him. I think this will do sufficiently. But while we're on this, I feel like while we're bartering and trading about lives and kindred, I'm curious to know. I heard that you had recently had a run-in with a man by the name of Samuel Hirsch. What can you tell me about this?
Sam. Oh my gosh, what can we tell you? Well,
All I know is that he disappeared.
Why are you curious about him in particular, though?
Personally, I'd like to see him dead, but
you and
as
me both.
regrettable as it may be to inform you, he is my sire.
That information might be with Izzy?
Wait. That you were avenged.
He was a bit true.
It both were.
But I thought that Hirsch was clanless.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Hirsch was really, he was the one that was like real hard up on like only certain clans, remember? Very clan specific.
But Izzy was muttering about clanlessness in relation to that a while back. But
I think that was the discussion where like that's how she became Baron, is by being less particular over the clans.
okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe I don't know, maybe just some crossed wires there, but yeah, as far as that goes, like, originally, what outed Samuel Hirsch is that he was only letting essentially like Tremere Ventru, Nosferatu, Toreador, things like that within the West LA domain. Kind of the core four, so to speak, is what he was trying to build his whole empire on. And Izzy came in with a more open mind, allowing in things like Thin Bloods and Caitiffs and, Malkavians and things like. Well, obviously Malkavian was one of them originally, but yeah, that's the only thing there.
They're more the core four than Nosferatu, actually.
Look,
my opinion.
I don't like the man, but I was curious as to whether or not he was dead or not. I mean, I don't plan on making any attempt to help him, so to speak, but. It was, as you can tell, Izzy has had a bit of a issue with me previously. And, it was not of my own doing, but my sire's. I didn't really have much choice.
Well, you also have to understand with that sort of information that it's also very... It's iffy on us to be able to tell you either which way, given... that information.
He shouldn't be much of a problem anymore.
Yeah.
That is good news. It's very good news.
Something to do with fire breath and Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, whatever the hell that means. I'll take it. Either way, I have been trying to get out from under his shadow for quite some time, and he has held me back quite a bit. When you're the son of a clanist asshole, people tend to look down on you. But yet I've made my empire nonetheless.
This kind of makes sense.
Honestly, if I thought I could have turned him in myself to make any more money, I would have. I was not aware until recently that he was behind some of the conspiracies. However, it has definitely turned Isabella's eye directly on me, which I'm not a big fan of.
So, you know how this place burnt down, right?
I do?
Yeah, that was a firebomb for us, so...
Interesting.
I can tell
He
you.
always was ambitious.
And he showed his ambition all over me because it took me quite a while to recover from that.
Phrasing. Marina would definitely want to be. Marina would definitely be the one going, phrasing.
Phrasing. Yeah. Well, either way, I just simply wanted to know if he was alive or dead. Either way, you know, I've never liked the man, but he is my sire, so we are still bound in our own ways.
And
Oh,
you see why that makes it
regardless.
a little bit more difficult to say exactly any more information?
That is fine, I understand. I will assume that Isabella is the next step in that process, but we'll deal with that when that hurdle comes. Either way, I assume we're picking this individual up tonight. Who is this man who is flexing his biceps on this video? And as you turn back, he's definitely like boof, 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 boof. You know what I mean? Doing the boof thing. Where he's like trying to show off.
Yeah. Let's just say, she points at her fangs. I have a nice bite.
That makes a lot of sense. Alright, well, if you want, I can have men go down and assist these thugs, whoever they are. Or you can have your men pick them up and I can simply have the facility ready, but I'm going to go make the preparations now.
I'd probably prefer your people to get mixed in with that a little bit. It'd probably make things a little bit smoother.
Fair enough. If that man never stops shaking his breasts long enough, maybe he could do his job.
You see, he just pull up and goes, okay, nice show, but enough. You're getting some reinforcements.
Hells yeah, come on down! Like, you know what I mean? Kinda, but either way, let's just wrap this up, make it real easy. Within a couple of hours' time, you're able to wait for almost morning. So, Numar, you've seen a similar thing, is that, you know, he kind of hangs there until just before the morning hours, makes his way back to his own apartment, usually cleans himself up, grabs his uniform, and heads out from there. And it's during that point in time when you see him leave the one location, he never arrives at the second. You just receive a text from Damien saying, all went well. The individual is where we discussed. Meaning the address to this underground bunker, more or less, that he had given you. The hour is rather late. If you wish to pick this up a later evening, I would understand. I'm sure he'll be fine overnight.
Yeah, I'll give him a little bit more time to soak in his thoughts.
He is quite soaked. As he kind of, you know, just leaves it at that. But, yeah, you guys have another night's sleep, I guess, after that, because it's probably pretty close to morning by this point, unless you guys have anything else to do. Okay, let's do another round of rouse checks then.
Hey, I'm
Number
hungry.
3. People are getting hungry.
I think I need an emergency hunting
Definitely a thing we can do.
dealio.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
Not real emergency.
Alright. So, Job,
Fuck
you're
no.
finally... Everybody failed. Job, you're up to hunger 2. Numar, you are up ravenous when you wake up. And then both Bart and Marina wake up fairly hungry as well. Did you all return to your own private abodes, or, you know, do you just kind of crash together at the strip club, or what?
I prefer my
I think
own.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
sort of
think I'd go
I-
back.
honestly probably crashed in the office here because it's making it sort of like with the apartment being decently compromised at the moment, sort of set up as like a second place to sleep.
Right, and presumably knowing what you're going to use it for, you put in an area where
Yeah.
you can sleep. You know,
Yeah,
no
the
windows,
upstairs.
etc.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That, like the office area has like a door that goes, a separate door that goes upstairs into like a bed area. Is what I'm probably having it as.
Yeah, fair enough. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, as you guys wake up, how do you want to deal with food?
I
I don't
have a
think we've
date
had
to
a
go
proper feeding in a while.
to. I have a
You
date to
got,
go.
yeah, yeah, you got a date to go on. You've definitely got 38 texts, asking when and where, as far as that goes. I don't think there was ever like a proper day or time discussed, so that's up to you.
Nope. Well, I
Um,
mean that's a good time to get food.
This is true. But yeah, how do you guys all, deal with hunger at this point? We haven't had a proper feeding in a minute, so check in with you guys, see where you guys want to go.
Probably have him come to the strip club and just prepare a meal and stuff like that and do that there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when you say come to the strip club, he gets excited. Probably misunderstanding the situation a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's quick and easy enough to lure in as far as that goes, especially seeing how he kind of works with you
Yeah.
on that. Take a quick look here, because I got some notes on this as far as feeding. Somewhere I had a whole list of predator types, right? How'd that go? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh, there it is. Okay. So what is your predator type, Marina?
That would be the siren.
Siren. Okay, so it looks like charisma and subterfuge. Of course, you've already got this individual dominated. But if you want to take any time to describe how you handle this or anything like that, feel free to do so. But I'm still going to make a roll.
Yeah.
So it's
which-
charisma and subterfuge, but add +2 to it for having him lingering kiss.
And
Do you know what I
then-
mean?
And then also if I wanted to put all on top of that.
Right.
And then also beauty would probably go into that one too, since it's a charisma based. Since beauty would
Think
be any
so?
social.
I haven't really
Beauty-
messed with the predator checks yet, the hunting checks. I don't know if those get
Right.
modified that way or not, but I'll
I think it's
allow
still
it.
good.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
So let's see. So that would be 4 or 5 on top of it in total. So what would be that? What do I need to roll for that? It's
Charisma and subterfuge.
charisma and subterfuge. Charisma, subterfuge, plus a 5. That would be, holy shit, only a 3 out of all that? You know what? Why not? I'm just going to use one to do this. Okay, 4.
4 successes, definitely enough to get enough to feed discreetly without causing any extra controversy as far as that goes. I mean, as far as like, do you actually like, you said something about getting food. Do you actually do like a little mock date
Yeah.
with the individual?
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, you guys, you eat, or he eats, then you eat, and then he sleeps for a while. As far as that goes, but presumably when he wakes up, he will have remembered it as a rather foggy but more than likely pleasurable event. That's easy enough. What about you, Bart? How do you grab your food?
Oh, we still just need to do all reliable. Break into the old folks' home. Continue to feed on people that are vulnerable.
What was your predator
That's the
type
way to do
again?
things.
Sandman?
Sandman,
Sandman.
Dex and stealth, sir.
bring me a dream. Actually, I had it loaded up as what's there for that.
Unless my
down
little
for
notes
decks
are
tonight.
wrong. They could be, don't get me wrong. I didn't make them.
Yeah,
I just got this little cheat sheet that I use.
it can vary.
Yeah,
And
that's true too. Alright, 5
He's-
successes.
he slinks in as Shadow, though the hunger is truly there, and he rips off his helmet, bears down over a person that probably just fell asleep,
Absolutely.
and takes his chew.
Yeah. Not only do you get your full meal back, or your full, get yourself restored on blood. One of the things you also notice is that while you're there, several of the rooms have been emptied out. There seems to be less people here, momentarily, and you actually see like a slightly more skeleton staff than usual. Almost like recent events in the city have made this place. It's starting to fall apart, so to speak. As a
Yeah.
nice new mall's being built in on one side of town, the small shithole old folks home on the other side is getting less attention, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's kind of the, what do they call that? The gentrification thing that they were protesting in the first session. It is kind of happening, but otherwise, you do still grab your meal. You go unnoticed, and you can bring yourself back down to 1. Snow cone, just going right around the circle. Your predator type was bagger? I can't remember.
Consensualist.
Consensualist.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do as far as getting a snack in? But you're still at 2. That's if you want to.
I think I would take this opportunity to do a bit of a test for any of the new people working in the pharmacy. So I would do kind of like a surprise, kind of like a quick okay, let's teach the new recruits how to draw blood, because we're going to do a blood drive eventually, so teach them now. So anybody
Thanks.
that's hey, want to donate blood and stuff, it's come here, and then I'll be okay, you check the vein here, make sure you tie it off, alcohol wipe before you put in the needle, very freaking important, because if you stick that needle in before it's sanitized, you're gonna get in trouble.
Right. Yeah, working them through the steps of the blood driving donation, or blood drive of donations. During that time, though, how do you consensually get one of them to give you blood? Or do you just take the blood from that and then cold drink it? You know what I mean?
I'm just cold drinking it, because
Okay, got you.
people giving blood, that's their own volition. They don't have to give it.
Right. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty enough blood drawn from the blood drive, or blood drive test. What do you call that? Phlebotomy? Yeah, phlebotomy testing or practice, that you can absolutely bring your hunger down by 1 and still have some extra left over for your experiments. And then Numar, last but not least, how do you handle your hunger?
Gosh. I think since I was kind of a little reckless at the crematorium, I think my better bet this time, just to not get too much attention, is to go the old folks home and look for an expired old person the nursing staff might have missed.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which, they're a skeleton
Expired
crew,
old
so-
person.
What is yours? Is grave robber, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't have yours wrote down here. Interesting
They
enough.
don't have to actually be in a grave, I don't think.
No, of course not. But grave robber, predator.
That helps.
For some reason, they just don't have that in my list. I think it only has the base ones that came in the game. You know what I mean? But give me 1 sec. I'll just try to double check. I want to make sure I get the right roll for this. Does it tell me what? Do you have that info on you? Oh wait, there it is. So that's Alley Cat, Bagger, Cleaver, Farmer, Sandman, Grave Robber. Here it is. Find. Oh, it still doesn't have. Oh, there it is. Resolve plus medicine. for sifting through the dead for a body with blood, or manipulation plus insight for moving among miserable mortals. Let's get creative as far as that go. Let's use the medicine part of it. But then, like, do you have like a wits, you know what I mean, or something like that that you're pretty good at? This way, just like to notice which one isn't breathing in the old folks' home.
Yeah, wits and resolve are all good by me.
Okay, that works for me.
I'll do those
E-
wits.
let's see. Yeah, either one that you prefer. You know, this way you're identifying the dead one. You know what I mean, so to speak. Yeah, you get a +1 on that for cadavers too.
Oof.
Oh shit! What was your investigation? I just accidentally clicked it. Is it 1, 2?
My investigation?
Yeah, did you have
Oh.
investigation? I accidentally just when I went into the sheet, I think I accidentally clicked the little X next to it, and it moved the dots.
Oh. Did I not lock the dots down?
That was my fault. I
I
just
think I. Oh gosh, I can't recall if I had 1 or 2.
Yep, you got 2 now.
Yeah.
That's my fault for clicking at it, and I'll lock your dots. All right, sorry, that's my fault. Let's see. So 3 successes. Yeah. I think what it is, you find somebody that's in the middle. You know, with it being that kind of like right on the edge. You know, where any lower, I think you only have to have 2 successes. So I mean, actually 3 is not bad. I think you find somebody that's like right at the point of expiry. You know what I mean? And there's almost a moment in which their alarm nearly goes off. The staff would almost be alerted, but maybe you make sure it doesn't. You know, so to speak, like, you're just saving them the headache of a couple more days aggravation. But within a couple of moments, they are expired and you can drink.
They at least have like a DNR or something?
Up to you. Tell me. Would you
Yeah.
like? You don't want to kill anybody, but just saying like they were looking pretty bad anyway, so we'll say they got a DNR on that. That seems fair.
Yeah.
Or like, does this bring him down to 0? Like, does he get the full 5? Or
Ooh,
did they not
you want-
contain that much?
I tell you what, if they didn't have a DNR, you get to bring yourself to 0. How do you like that?
I'll do that. Yeah. So no DNR, but person's obviously dying. I can say it's
They're gonna
probably
die
not
anyway.
gonna make it. You know, CPR is always risky. You break their ribs. It's not good condition of life. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like take the little heart monitor off their finger before it starts
Exactly.
chirping.
Yep. As you hear that first chirp, that's actually what causes your attention to it. But you're able to quickly unplug it fast enough before anyone else notices it, especially with this lighter skeleton staff as they've been like laying off people and things, you know?
Then I'll feed and try to ease the person's pain. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm being gentle like that. Ease their
They
suffering.
do have a moment of comfort as you know, you see that the ecstasy that kicks in during a feeding starts to help them through the passing, and as the blood drains, the heart fades and they go to sleep. No stains on that one either, because like that's just me having fun with you. You know what I mean, as far as that goes. But
That's perfectly Numar's morals, like a little bit gray.
yeah, a little gray. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you guys can all reset yourself back to 0. I just wanted to kind of get a quick idea as to how you were handling that. And Damien sends you all a message, more or less saying, I am at the warehouse when ready.
Everyone ready to go meet with them?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go then.
All right.
Like I said, kind of the area where it is close by to a residential district. A lot of like trailer parks, low-end housing, things like that, kind of out in this little stretch of land. Where again, not much is really going on. Small houses, but they're a little more spread out. But there is one section in which it almost has kind of like a bit of a deserty backyard, behind a series of buildings. And following a dirt road about a mile out that direction, you find a small area that is secluded, rather private, and simply has what looks like a utility shed with like a telephone pole and a transformer on top of it. You know, where, like I said, it looks very much like this would probably just be a utility shed, not used for anything. Only 4 foot by 4 foot in diameter altogether. But his black car, with him standing in front of it, is parked directly outside of the front door to this little shed. So as you arrive, you know, you can circle around this building, and he, of course, introduces himself again. You know, good evening. Hey, I have the individual you're looking for downstairs, soaked as we discussed. He is soaking. That was the word I believe you used.
I was meant to soaking his thoughts, but that works as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bit of that as well.
Let's see. Let's see. I probably was smart enough to, you know, bring probably a blacked out set of clothing for this.
Whatever
Don't really
you
want to
guys
go down there, just in case something happens.
Yeah, whatever
Just
you
like-
guys would like.
Yep. You guys ready?
Ooh, actually, as an alternate costume for Pt.2, so that he's not recognizable to this person, is doing a full just like cloth cover up of where it's like ski mask and then like blacked out clothes that are lighter fitting.
Ah,
Feel a little vulnerable not being armored. Wait, ooh, and Kevlar vest on top.
Fair enough.
That's the way to roll.
Something a little tight-fitting, very black, ski
Uh-huh.
mask with a Kevlar vest on top. Makes sense.
I'm a cool mercenary, big and tough. Arrgh.
Did anybody else want to pull out their special holiday costumes for their characters?
I do.
He's gonna wear a motorcycle helmet.
So I think for like Snowcone's like disguise, since they're torn between like they love like the modern era, but they're like a diehard fan of like classic stuff. They're kind of looking for something a little bit in the middle, so they just say, you know what, screw it, go for something in the middle in terms of design. So
Just like Mozart?
they
The
dress up
wig and all?
as they dress up as a person, like back in the like at the turn of like somebody at the turn of the century, like
Right.
the Gilded era,
Okay, I'm with it. I get what you're
and they
saying.
have a mustache to accompany it with it, same color as their hair.
That is fair. I'm gonna see if I can find this for the chat while Numar, if you want to tell us what you're wearing, since we're breaking out all the
Okay.
special costumes.
Oh gosh. I think I'm just gonna like put a bag over my head.
There you go, just like a brown bag.
just a brown paper bag.
He shows up, everybody else is wearing costumes. He's like, "What the fuck, guys?" Just rummages through the trunk, grabs a paper bag, and stuffs it, cuts some holes in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were doing costumes.
That's funny shit. I was doing bank robberies last night on GTA dressed as a pirate. Everybody else was like, "We gotta get costumes. Like, it can't be a scene." I was like, "Got it. No problem." Fucking eye patch pirate, all on. Arr! Give me your booty. But anywho, continuing. It was amusing for me. Let's see. What else were... Okay, so as you begin, unveiling these costumes, and Damien's absolutely just dressed in his usual nice, suit and tie, looking at you rather strangely. He reaches into the glove box of his car and pulls out one of those like little COVID time masks, like just a black one. He's like, "Good enough? I don't know. I have a hat."
Fair enough.
Okay.
I've been spotted by this dude before, so I don't want my usual uniform to be here.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Damien puts on his hat and a mask to accompany you, but as he opens the door, he says, "I don't think we should have too many problems to worry about anyway. Down this way. Mind your step." But as he opens the door, you see that it does lead down to a set of stone or like concrete steps that descend lower into this warehouse basement area. As you get down there, you do find that there is a large, more or less fiberglass box that has been created in the basement with rivets and things in it that is currently filled with water, where you find a suspended, beaten, bruised, and slightly bloodied officer hanging by a set of chains. Just hanging in it, laying in the pool of, soaking from mid-waist down, as he's just kind of being tortured by the aggravation of being half drowned in the process. You do see that there is a wet burlap bag kind of over his head as well.
Ray just looks over to him and is like, you really did the James Bond thing, didn't you?
I am I do have a flair for the dramatic. I can't help it, but yeah. Either way, he's had a lot to think about over the night. That's for sure. I'm sure he's not pleased. And you do start to hear a little bit of a shuffling from the individual. Who the fuck's there? Where are you?
Hey.
Get him out
You'll
of
never
the
get away
water.
with this.
Get him out of the water. So put him in a chair.
Oh, yes, I also brought some batteries and a jumper cable. Good.
No, that's not what I was. Okay.
See, it's two goons that were with Damien begin unhooking this guy. Essentially, like I said, he's just been bound by rope around his wrists or whatever. Actually, it'd probably be his own handcuffs that have him handcuffed. And he was hanging by this meat hook on the ceiling. They bring him down, throw him into a chair, and then begin, tying him up to the chair, so to speak. But the burlap bag is still, over his head until you want to remove it. But, he struggles a little bit, but you could tell he's definitely pretty weak, having, slightly tread water all night hanging by this thing.
I'm sorry about my friend here. He's, as he said, as you probably heard, a flair for the dramatic.
Think this is the worst I've had.
No, I never said that.
I'll kill all of you. Give me half a chance. You better kill me.
You're not making. Now you got and said
What do you
that.
want? The hell do you want from me? Did I arrest one of your shithead friends? Spend a little time in the pen and want to cry about it, so you come fuck with a cop. You're dead.
I actually have a clean record.
Same here. Actually, wait, no, I did get really drunk that one day, and I got disorderly conduct, but that's a different story.
All this over a disorderly conduct? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, this has nothing. That has nothing to do with you. Should I? Well, like, sort of walks by, like, has her hand on like the bag.
Yeah.
Should I, or it looks to the others?
Sure.
All right.
I think keeping information hidden here is fine.
All right. Well, we'll keep the bag on then. For now. So,
What?
about your. Right. Does someone else want to do this? I'm not the great at this sort of thing.
I'll do it. I'll raise my hand. I raise my hand.
No. I could do that. Just Marina's not that great at torturing somebody. I can ask him questions and probably get him that way, but if
Or like,
not-
can we get a briefing on what information has been gleaned so far? Perhaps
Alright,
even
so-
out of this dude's hearing?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like above game, really the only thing that you guys know is that he's been following you, seemingly maybe as revenge for his partner, but maybe he also knows more than that too.
Did Damien's men question him on anything while they had him suspended, or did they just leave him there?
No, we
Didn't say anything?
simply had him beaten and hung.
All right.
Usually it's good to soften the steak before frying it.
All right. I'll play the good cop. pun intended, for a minute, and then we'll see how things go from there.
Yeah, we can just kind of rotate around.
All right.
Sure.
Pulling a chair up, just sits down. It's like, so.
Would you
What
like
do
me
you
to
think-
get the jumper cables?
No. Okay.
I mean, I'll
Why
hang
do
on
you-
No
to 'em.
fun.
Why do you think you're here?
Assume. Bunch of scumbag criminals. I've arrested one of your shithead friends, and now you want your revenge. What, did I send
So-
little Tony up to the prison? Maybe he shouldn't have been dealing dope.
Well,
You
okay,
murderers, thieves.
I
Crooked
will.
Nobody's just
convicts.
laughing at this.
I will. I'll state this, right? I'll make this a little bit easier on you. We're not criminals, and I don't think you arrest anyone that we know.
Let's see. Not criminals, then what do you want? Think this isn't a crime?
Well, no, as I said,
Captured an officer of the law.
we're normally
you
not
were
criminals.
fine. You weren't before, but you are now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll agree to that. Now we are, but then what do you think? Why do you think we would have done this if we weren't criminals before?
About. Is this about Emily?
Go on.
I use the right name.
I don't think.
I thought it was like
I think it was
something like
Melissa.
that.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Is this about Melissa?
I mean, go on.
Pissed off because I'm sleeping with another cop's wife. Look, he was my partner for
Ooh,
20 fucking
syphilis.
years. He was my best friend. He was a good man. We're both lonely. It's not my fault. Just happened.
You're getting closer into the ballpark, but thank you for that. Thank you
He
for that.
starts kicking and like rocking. Just tell me what you want. He's pissed. You know what I mean?
Your cop work
Yeah, no, yeah.
fine. We're really interested in what your partner knew.
At that
Are you
moment,
sure?
he freezes.
Or, okay.
Give him a check.
He's the other
Yeah.
one, right?
Now let's see if it starts
Yeah.
to click to him. Because honestly, he really doesn't know shit. Let's
Yeah.
see. He's a cop, so he would be 1 through 5. I'd say a cop specialist in this. Yeah. 1, 2 successes, 2 heart fails. Whatever whack job shit that Reed was into when his personal business was none of mine. Whatever that cult is that he was running with, trying to convince him of ghosts and ghouls in the night. I want nothing to do with it.
All right, insight him.
Yeah, go ahead.
What would that? That would be insight and wits, right?
Wits and insight, yeah, or intelligence insight, either way.
I'm gonna waste one more of these just to do this, just in
Go for
case.
it. Roll 2.
All right, that'd be a 3.
3 successes? Kinda sounds about right. Yeah, anyone else that wants to jump in on that is more than welcome to as well. 2 successes for Bart.
See.
At least as far as... Oh, go ahead. What you doing as well, Snowcone?
Yeah, I'll do what's inside.
You
Yeah,
guys can
just
each
checking.
take your own judgment on this.
Oh,
Nice. 5 successes. The critical. Somebody's paying attention. And another 3 successes. Nice. Shit. I just realized how good Jive is at inciting. Nice. Yeah, in that case, I think especially those of you that got 3 or less, seems like he's being fairly honest as far as that goes. You know, as far as, like, he thought they were all crazy. He didn't want anything to do with that shit, right? Numar, I think you are the one, with your 5 successes, that gets just the slightest little hint of a crack in his voice that would lead to believe that maybe subconsciously he believed it a bit more than he realized. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Does this have to do with the thing that Reed was doing? And is it coming back to bite me? You know what I mean? Even if he doesn't necessarily directly believe in vampires and werewolves and kindred of the night, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I think he does believe that there was, he would look at it more like it's a criminal organization or something like that. You know what I mean? That was, or a cult, you know, I guess would be a better way of putting it. But yeah, as far as his belief, again, you know, he didn't really buy it when Reed came to him about it, or as, you know, any of that either. So yeah, it's pretty true. I mean, as far as that goes, honestly.
Yeah.
He really, but now he is definitely, you guys would all get the belief that he now believes, oh shit, some whack job cult has taken me because my partner got too close to them. You know what I mean? That would be the impression that he is under at this point.
So you're getting close to the nail. So how? So why do you think we have you here incompletely then?
Bunch of psychopaths that drink Clamato juice and hang out in goth clubs, and somehow convinced my partner to throw away his entire career chasing after ghosts and shadows in the dark. Even his own wife was ready to leave him. Melissa tormented for years because of his insanity. Now, because he got a little close to your crazy cult, you're trying to take the blame out on me? How are you related to the bikers? I've been following you for weeks. You know it. I've seen you all. You ran with those dirt biking hooligans. The corpses, the dead dogs. Explain it all to me. Tell me what you know.
Ran with? Said more. This is said more as a question.
Right.
Like ran with?
I don't know if you're one of those psychos or one of the psychos that convinced him, but either way, you're all a bunch of lunatics as far as I'm concerned.
Some more than others, I care to admit.
Threw away his whole life, career, everything. All chasing shadows in the dark because you, or those other whack jobs, told him that the boogeyman was real and he believed it. Still
Well-
don't understand what drives a good man to insanity. But you're definitely right there with him.
I mean, look at the position. Oh, I mean, can't really look at it, but you see the position you're in, right?
I met my maker years ago. This penance for the life that I've lived. Go ahead and do your worst.
You're really not.
You get a little hint of sadness, like maybe he's self-loathing a little bit. You know what I mean? Especially Numar with the continuing the insight roll is the few times that you've met this guy, you've known him to be a bit of a drunk. You know what I mean? Kind of a fucking I wouldn't say a crooked cop, but just kind of a lazy cop in a lot of ways. Gets drunk on the evenings, sleeping with his partner's wife, so he kind of is blaming himself a little bit for the situation that he's in. But again, he really isn't understanding, oh shit, I've been taken by vampires. He just thinks that, a cult of people that think they're vampires may be at worst. Or the other side of it. He said either you're the one cult or the other, the one that thinks they're vampires or the one that believes in them. So he did kind of allude there to the idea that Benjamin was working with others, as far as that goes.
Can I try something?
Oh, go ahead.
The jumper cables?
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll put a pin in that for now.
God,
I'd like to
Spoil
ask, like,
sports.
how badly is this dude injured? Like, cuts, bruises. What are we looking at?
he's got his ass kicked and then spent his whole night soaking in a bucket of water. Like, he's not, the water thing is more just to be annoying. But, you know, if you leave somebody in water long enough, like their skin starts to prune and shrivel, so it hurts a little bit. It's definitely going to be super uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, imagine sitting in a bathtub for 2 hours, right? Like how your fucking fingers and toes wrinkle. You know, have you ever had wet shoes for like all day? You know what I mean? You take them off at night and your feet literally hurt. That's what his whole lower half feels like right now. You know what I mean? Kinda. You know, but his vitals are probably okay. You know what I mean? Like, if he was just taken out of it, dropped in the desert after this, he'd be fine. You know, he's had his ass kicked a lot.
Okay.
As far as like a health track though, he's definitely got a couple of superficial from the bruises and stuff.
I'm gonna do him I'm gonna do this person a favor. I'm gonna go to like I'm gonna pull out like one of my medical tools, like the scalpel. I'm gonna go over to like say what part of him is like more likely bruised? Like an eye, an arm?
Oh yeah, he's got black eyes. He's got at least a couple of
you can see that
bruised
at the moment.
ribs.
His
Well, I'll
mask
say
is still
yeah.
on.
Couldn't see the face because he's got a bag over his head, but you can see like bruises on his ribs where he's, you know, taking hard rib shots and things like that. Probably once they hung him up, they took a while, you know, using him as a punching bag.
I'm gonna do him a little favor there. I'm gonna take out my scalpel. I'm gonna look at where the bruise is, and then I'm just gonna make a quick cut, like deep enough, like you know, just. Yeah. Yeah, that'll help a little bit, but we could do better. And then the next cut is gonna be on Snowcone's hand, making them bleed a little bit, and they're gonna be using a little bit of invigorating vitae to heal the cut they just made. For them.
Okay. Invigorating Vitae. So this heal uses your blood to heal the other person, right? Is how this works? Yeah, let's say
Yes.
Invigorating Vitae is a little bit of a newer one to me. But let me
Yeah.
pull this up real quick.
Yes, it just heals mortals if not mistaken. It's this lube
Yeah,
thing.
I remember this one. Invigorating Vitae,
Yeah.
Fortitude. Let's see. Heal mortals faster with the blood. Okay. So yeah, at first, you know, he winces almost as if he's being, you know, injured or harmed, etc. But then as the vitae that you give him begins to settle in, you do see that some of the bruises begin to dissipate or, you know, return back to their typical skin pattern. Some of the wrinkling and bloating of his wet skin, you know, begins to recede as far as that goes. And he does kind of almost take a sigh of relief as some of the pain is relieved. And, you know, at that point, I think he just says, just tell me what the hell you want.
One moment. I need to talk to my friends for a moment.
Yeah, let's read it. Roll quick convo.
I gotta go over to him and just like, you know what actually might be something I wouldn't normally suggest, but something that actually might be a very good idea if someone's up for it.
I don't know about the jumper cables.
No,
Jumper
not the
cables!
jumper cables. No, I'm talking about ghouling him.
Oh, okay.
In the background, you hear arc of two jumper cables clacking off
the
each other.
fucking jump
I'm playing
cables
with them, leave me
down.
be. I didn't use them. Come here, Frank. Let me try this. While you guys are having a discussion, you definitely hear a. But you see that it's one of the goons that he brought with him. You know what I mean? It's just like
And
smoke
that's why I
pouring off
told
the
you
hair.
do not play with those. Okay.
He's mine. It's
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
We gotta do something before he starts playing
I
with
brought them,
himself
I'm
with these
using
jumper
them.
Cables, please.
I'm looking for some. We could possibly ghoul him. That would get, and if he's the partner, it would make sense for him to be able to go to the other people's warehouse and start getting himself mixed in with that group and see what they know and if they know anybody else around the city.
I don't think we can keep him that loyal with
Ghouling?
just a simple blood bond, right? That's just ooh, hey, they like us a bit.
No. At least was it at least above game for what I know is it basically makes you the most important person in their life.
That's
Yes
after
and
like
no.
the third one.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah.
that. I was gonna say you got different levels of blood bonding. For the first stage definitely makes them have like a bit of a infatuation with you. They see you as a little bit prettier, a little bit smarter than they originally did.
Yeah.
Third drop does the trick, and I think
Yeah.
it takes 3 days like to actually do that, right? Or is it just
Yeah.
3
Yeah, like-
specific feedings? I can't really remember. It's not really
three,
clear
it's
in the
on 3
book.
separate occasions. Yeah, it just
That's-
says in 3 separate occasions. And it doesn't
Right,
say
I've
how long
always-
between.
Exactly. I've always kind of made it like 3 days, you know what I mean? This way it
Yeah.
kind of has to sink in a little bit. But yeah, that's definitely an option as far as that goes. But
I
yeah,
mean,
sorry,
we have him
just-
here. We could prep that and get that all sorted and then we can send him in there, have him act as a hunter and learn all the information.
are you being rather quiet about this?
Yeah.
Yep, through it.
Yeah, think
I
we-
assume
it's
like
supposed to be locked up.
pretty solid door.
Well,
At
we'll say as
least.
far as this basement goes, like you could go back upstairs, but it's literally just like a 10 by 10 hole in the ground that they're using down here. Like the storage shed up
Uh.
above is just a building with stairs. And then down here is like, I don't know, maybe actually like a 12 by 12 room. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
not other rooms. It's just a big underground bunker, more or less. It probably was a kind of a utility, station at one point that he's just
Yeah.
acquired. So you could step back upstairs. The only reason I was asking is whether or not he could overhear, because he's definitely trying. You know what I
Yep.
mean? If
Yeah.
he could overhear bits and pieces.
I have a more. This is an idea I don't want to use, but I think it could work. Like Snowcone is like clutching their head of like, I don't want to use this idea, but I think it could work to get more information out of them.
What's up?
So we know that he's been sleeping with the other dude's wife for this whole time, right?
Hey, I feel like that's going to be a bit more immoral than just ghouling him.
Melissa? Yeah.
But go ahead.
I say we just put a little bit of fear in him. Not so much that he has enough vengeance, but to let him know that this is something that needs to be solved.
Well,
And we're not playing around.
My idea that if we were to ghoul him, though, that would give us an insight into the police, if we need it, for whatever reason in the future, and into the hunters, possibly. If it
Both
wasn't
ways.
this much of a if it wasn't that much of an advantage, I wouldn't be suggesting doing it. But that would give us a lot of information and a very good ace in the hole.
Okay.
Having a cop ghoul sounds weird.
We got two options.
Also, how many goals does each person have currently too? Because I think you can only have like 3 at a time before
I
the
have
blood
one.
starts to get thin. Yeah, I didn't think anybody was in risk of that, but I did want to just mention it that I think there is a
Yeah.
limit on how far you can stretch your blood,
And yeah,
depending
I'm
on your
not-
blood potency.
I'm not even saying make him like a ghoul that's like complete or like slave to us or anything like that. I mean just more in a sense of just like he can go about his day-to-day life as, how would you put it? Almost basically like a sleeper agent, if we would really, if you can call it that. And he can go figure out information. He's left mostly to his own devices. He has his orders not to talk about us or anything like that. And then
But that would take him multiple days to get done if we want him at that level of loyalty to us.
yeah, I mean, he's here. We can stick him in here for 3 days.
You see that
Send them
Damien
back.
makes his way back out of the basement. One of his
Yeah.
goons is carrying the other who has multiple burn marks on their chest and puts him in the backseat of a car. But Damien does throw out there, well, as much as I appreciate the idea of turning one of LA's finest into one of ours, it does also cause other complications. You see, ghouls, they can be helpful, of course, but they do begin to act differently. If any of his fellow superiors, his fellow officers, begin to inspect his behavior, they may see subtle signs of uh, persuasion, so to speak, that may cause them to trust him less. What if we were to use him against the hunters directly? It seems that he blames them for his partner, turning them into, as he said, turning him into a crackpot chasing boogeymen in the night. Why don't we just offer him his life in exchange to chase them?
Well, what could, but one thing I was thinking about for the ghoul option, though, is of course he's going to start acting a little bit different. His partner just died. He's now sleeping with his partner's wife, and he's a lot more drunk. I mean, the thing is, though, if he then stops and he starts to, he's going to start acting differently. It hasn't been that long since his partner's been killed.
It's been several months, has it not? Yeah,
Months?
Like we just did like a 2-week time skip, 3-week time skip, right? And
It's
then
been
it
like-
was
it's been like a
probably
month. It's
how
been
long
like 2
ago?
months.
That's what I said. How long's it been since we did the pit
Oh,
fighters thing? I think it's been like 2 months since
It's
the
been
partner
2
died.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be about 2 months, but it's like, well, his partner died, relatively recently, and especially with this sort of affair going on with the wife, and he's been drunker than probably normal. If this could be a part after 2 months after the grieving process.
Oh,
he starts actually cleaning himself up.
that actually reminds me. I did go ahead and get you this. I totally forgot. As he reaches into the glove box, more or less pulls out a pamphlet or a manila envelope with some papers in it and things like that. He hands it, or more or less just sits it on the trunk of the car for all of you to see. It is a kind of a full report on the detective himself, on Detective Arthur Ramirez. It's more or less like, what do you call that? The internal affairs or whatever. The people that investigate cops when they're
IA.
potentially
Or,
being
no, the-
crooked or whatever. Yeah, internal affairs.
Yeah.
Plus
internal
his
affairs, yeah.
superiors and shit like that. It's just his public record, so to speak. And on that, you do see a couple of marks. He's not been a bad cop. He's never been, directly been questioned as being like crooked or anything. But there has been a couple of times in which excessive force is a big one, and then showing up to work smelling like booze and being asked to go home for the day. You know what I mean? Things like
Yeah.
that. So drinking and violence kind of part of his history, but you are right that, surely things have only gotten worse since his partner's passing. But yeah, it's an option either way.
I think he could probably, if he starts acting a bit different, I mean, we could sort of set it up as him finally, coming to grips and actually cleaning himself up. It happens.
But now comes the question of, if we do ghoul him, who of us is going to do this?
If anyone wants to, I'm just saying it is an option. And a decent one, but
Unfortunately, I have too many pets as it is. As you see, Damien looks at one of the goons.
I'm actually gonna look over and be like, I think I know the perfect person to ghoul this person.
Oh,
Looks right at Bart.
why me?
Well, you're the one who knows how to do more stealth and knows how to do reconnaissance, and since this is more of a stealth mission where we're trying to get information about the hunters and what this is about, I figure your skills and capable features could help us in getting more information if you ghoul him, because do they not get benefits from their sire for the person who gives them blood?
which they do.
He'll be able to do something a little sneaky. My biggest qualm with it is that I can't show my face in front of him. So
You don't need to show your face to ghoul him.
true, but to manipulate him now.
Ordering him thereafter, I think is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. If
mean,
anything,
you also-
Numar, you can actually approach him. You've only spoken a few words amidst this interrogation, you could probably get
Um,
away with slipping it in and then approaching him in a day or two
I mean,
once he's
once
walked it off.
once he comes to a point where he can go invisible or do something like that, or whatever he gets out of one of us, it's not going to be a question of, oh, is this stuff real? He's going to notice he can bend steel bars with his hands if really trying.
Things are a bit chaotic. You never know what properties they are going to receive,
Exactly.
though they typically do, follow in that of the Domitor. However, is there one of you that hasn't spoken to him yet? Is there
mean,
anyone
we
that
all-
we could send in? My question is there anyone that we could send down there to set him free? Here to rescue him, help him, give him a little bit of a refreshing drink to get him on his way, and then point him in the right direction.
I mean, not one of us, but I mean, do we have a few contacts. We might be able to call somebody.
As long as he doesn't recognize your voice, he hasn't seen anyone yet. We could make a couple of thuds and whacks out here, make it sound as if someone has came to his rescue. Give them a little bit of the blood as a refreshment to get them back on their feet, and then point them in the direction of this cult that got his partner killed, as he said it. It's a little bit of the best of both worlds. You're still ghouling him, you're still having that excessive control, but now he also believes that you're his friend.
So, how much of their life is actually maintained when they're ghouled? Like, is he still
Honestly,
gonna be
almost-
missing his partner and fucking
Yeah,
Melissa?
That
as long
is all still true, yes. They maintain
Yeah.
themselves. It just becomes harder for them to disagree with the automata in particular.
Yeah, that's
So he's still
I-
gonna wonder about us, right? Like,
Oh,
he's still gonna wonder
absolutely.
the things his partner was thinking about. He might even investigate it. He might even slip something out to the wrong person.
unless we
Who's
tell
truth,
him not
he can get
to.
other people involved in this situation.
If
It is a risk.
you set up certain parameters that he can't speak about, though, he more or less can't.
Again, keep in mind those things aren't foolproof either. And he actually looks at the guy who he just electrocuted. And he says, "Tell me how you feel about me right now." I'm gonna make a roll for the guy. Hold on a second. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Probably heavily blood bonded, but still. Resolve. Yeah. You could be a bit of a dick, sir. See, he's not completely incapable. It's just how much willpower they can exert to tell their side of the story. But there are those that have been bound for years that have betrayed their sires as well, so just keep it in mind.
Alright.
It's not foolproof, but it does typically work. Train?
Right. Alright, then I guess we'll figure out how we want to do this. We do have time to do this. We don't have to do it tonight. We can literally leave him down there and then come back tomorrow.
Yes, we could.
Yeah, should we do a about this with a clear mind?
Yeah, we'll think about this. We'll set up a plan how exactly want to do this. We'll spend the night, get everything sorted, and then we can just. It also makes him a little bit even more amenable whenever someone does come save him, if we choose that option.
Yeah, we'll set up the rescue for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I do like that
Potentially.
strategy.
Would you like me to feed him or leave him hungry?
Leave him a little hungry.
Like,
In that case, he just
50.
One night's not going to hurt him too much.
right. In that case, he just turns around and locks the door. More or less, it'll be there tomorrow. Either way, I do appreciate the heads up that this individual is, well, not this individual, but the others were on to me. if there's any assistance needed in this matter, it would be foolish of me not to help you. So, I know we've gotten off on the wrong foot for some reason, but I do honestly have the best intention when it comes to destroying anyone that's out to take out any of our kind. So, you can assure that I definitely want to survive. That I think we can all agree on, at least.
Yeah.
Shall we pick this up again tomorrow? I'll bring tea.
Tea would be great.
Ooh, yes.
And that's where we can leave it for the night then, because it's 10 after 12. You guys can have a whole week to figure out how you want to torture, not torture, ghoul, not ghoul, whatever this individual as far as that goes. It's a good idea though. Yeah, I mean, using this guy to kind of fight your battle in that case, you know what I mean? Or at least gather information as an expendable resource before you go in to, you know, bust some hunter skulls, whatever. You know, I think it's a good idea. But yeah, we'll go ahead and close it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Appreciate you guys for watching Rumors of the Dead. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I know we did have that crash in the middle. Sorry for that. I know we lost a few people after that. You know what I mean? I don't know what exactly happened there, but yeah, it kind of crashed momentarily. And, you know, I appreciate you guys sticking around through it. I know we got a little slower on that second end. Hopefully next week we'll be able to pick up the pace and get things back to exciting. Get a little wild and crazy, maybe do something weird. I don't know. We'll think of something. But yeah, we'll come up with something as far as that goes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching Rumors of the Dead. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, all of that. Keep in mind whether, you know, it's your first time here, your fifth time here. If you haven't followed, follow the channel. Following the channels, you know, one, we have our schedule, but following the channel lets you know when I'm doing those streams that aren't scheduled. This way you get a notification, lets you know when I go live. I have been doing 4 or 5 days a week other than these games, where I've been playing some GTA, Call of Duty, Blood Hunt. We're doing a lot of GTA RP. I'm, you know, bouncing back and forth between the World of Darkness server and one of the, you know, traditional like GTA server styles, things like that. I've been playing with it a bunch. It's been a lot of fun. We're just trying to figure out, you know, what we want to do with our character as far as that goes, but yeah, make sure to stick around, hang out for it. If you haven't subscribed already, subscriptions are a great way to show your support and keep the lights on while getting rid of the ads and giving you a bunch of free benefits. So sub if you haven't already. If you've already subbed, maybe give the gift of a subscription to someone else. It's, you know, like I said, continues to support the stream and keeps other people in the community, you know, being able to participate, not watching ads, etc. I'm loving to see those sub numbers come up, and I definitely want to make sure we hit at least 50 by the end of this month. That's our target goal for the month of February, you know. Show your love on this month of Valentine's, all that stuff, you know. But let's go ahead and do a closeout. I guess the last thing I gotta say on that is just like whether you're watching the stream now or later on our YouTube channel, keep in mind these things are still available. So, you know, you can always use the Ko-Fi shop even when we're not streaming. I always have Streamlabs open in front of me on my computer. I won't miss it. I'll still know that you love me. And all of us. You know. Alright, let's go through it. Snowcone, you want to tell everybody who you are, what you do, all that good stuff, and I'll get your link out of the Discord if I can.
Sure thing. Hey everybody, as we said before, my name's Shive. I do content creation now with making some YouTube videos about campaigns and stuff like that, but when I'm not doing that, I am a graphic designer in my spare time. I do graphics for Twitch, I do graphics for YouTube, I do graphics for anybody who needs promotional material or just something to spice up their character design. If you want something like that, hit me up on Fiverr and we can work something out because I do a lot of good work and I want to help as many people as I can.
There you go. I think, yeah, I went ahead and got your link in there. It is right there in the chat. At least your Fiverr link. I know I got that one. Right on. Art, final thoughts? Any concluding ideas or, you know, suggestions for next week?
No, not really. Had a good one.
Fair enough, man.
For IRL things, I'm currently looking to get a mortgage settled so that I can, well, like get pre-approved and stuff. Then hopefully buy a house soon. Get closer to my drive for work.
Hells yeah, man. Get you a nice new place. That'd be pretty cool. Set you up with some like a like a bachelor pimp house or so, like a frat house, or I don't know. I'm trying
Just
to,
some type of small house is the ideal, I think.
it's gonna look like
that I
one of
can
my houses on
maintain
GTA.
well.
It's just whatever. There's a fucking dick statue in the corner for no apparent reason. It's got sunglasses. Just I love bachelor pads, man. They're always my favorite. Either way, good stuff. But yeah, man, that's cool. Hopefully you get that squared away. I'm just teasing about
Thank
the
you.
rest of it, but yeah, yeah. Hopefully you get that
They'll have
figured
some
out.
bachelor bad vibes.
Yeah, man, nice. I love a good man cave, dude. Let's see. All right, next shout out numerousness. You go, my man.
I am numerousness with one ness, but you can add as many as you like, I guess.
23.
Yeah. I had a great game. I liked where this is going so far, since it seems like we just kind of concluded the big thing last episode, 2 episodes ago.
Right.
So it's interesting to see where we're getting our foothold now. And other than that, though, you guys can see me in our D&D game on Friday, as well as these games on Thursday here, or Wednesday here. But other than that, I am on my own channel Thursdays and Saturdays, usually playing games on Twitch.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I will say it's funny though that we're talking about like just concluded this big thing, because it was never meant to be a big thing. It was just like an idea I had for session 1, but it really did end up stretching a long way. Like we kind of just kept branching onto it in different directions, and it did become this whole story arc. But one of the big things, yeah, it was a good snowball. Yeah, not snow cone, snowball. But yeah, I do want to throw it out there though that like really one of the biggest things that I've always wanted to lean on though was you guys in the chat being able to control the story. You know what I mean? I want the rumors to always come first. So if you guys have an idea for where we should go next, send in those rumors, send in the evidence. That was what the whole game was always supposed to be based off of. Not me writing a story, but me improvising around the story that you guys want to see. So just keep it in mind that like the rumors aren't just to make money; they are to make it interesting. To where we all get to work together to build this. You know what I mean? Like I think that's one of the things that a lot of streams miss is like you can watch the others play, but you don't get to have any hand in on it. I always try to make sure you get put your hands in there, touch it, mess with it, screw it around, zap it with jumper cables, whatever you want. So Marina, if you want to go last there, Jackal, and tell everybody who you are, what you do. I already got your shout out in there.
Yep. Howdy there, I'm the Jackal. I'm starting to stream over here on Twitch. I've been starting to get back into it a little bit more recently. I streamed a little bit of the World of Darkness 5M server a couple days ago, which I'm planning to get stuff back up sorted so I can actually start creating a good story along with it. Besides that, I'm trying to get a few people together and start doing some more horror games. Like some stuff that would be a bit more interesting, because most of the ones I have are multiplayer, and those ones are always more fun whenever you have a few other people. But yeah, besides that, I'm starting to get up a schedule and trying to get that all sorted when I can.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely makes sense. I was just trying to look to see where we're gonna raid out to when we're done. Since the other day I played on Echo RP, and I've been playing a little bit more on that. I saw somebody that's having their first day on the server. The only other person I saw on World of Darkness side, I've raided like 5 times this week, so I'm trying to spread the diversity out there a little bit. Typically I'd keep it more in line, but we're gonna just throw it to like a regular GTA stream. It seems to be a girl making a character. I don't know anything about them, but like first day on Echo, let's see how it goes, right? So we're going to close out and raid to them. Please make sure tell them that Tabletop crew sent you, all that good stuff. And hopefully it's a really fun, entertaining time. For those of you, again, that have subs and want to hang out, I will be in the sub-only channel after this on Discord. Come in, hang out with me, bullshit, talk shit, whatever you want to do, and we'll have a little bit of fun tonight. If you haven't already, make sure to follow the channel, guys. Those follows and subs go a long way. They really do. And then if you ever want to direct donate, you know how to do it. So, all right, let's close this thing out and get on to the next channel. and help them make their character. Their graphics look fucking amazing, so you guys probably want to see this. They're making a really cute looking character. So let's go over there and do that. You'll see the ending scene come up, and then we'll raid out. So just hang tight, guys. See y'all
Sounds
next
good.
week.
Hello, everyone.